Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? How's everybody? Y'all doing all right? How's everybody doing this morning? What's up, Crystal, Mom, Miss Janet, Miss Trisha, CG? I hope I said your name right. Miss Sonia, Brother Tony, what's happening, man? Michaela, Miss Iris, how y'all doing? Miss Gilda, Antoinette, Caitlin, Stephanie. How's everybody? Y'all all right? Y'all doing good this morning? I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm better than I deserve. How about that? Better than I deserve. Let's fix this. There we go. I am better than I deserve, man. Really am. Just overwhelmed with gratitude and thankful to the Lord for who He is and what He's doing in my life. I cannot believe it's Thursday already. I'll tell you that. I'm. It's one of those times where I'm going, where did the week go? Hey, Miss Martha. Am I sore? Yes, I am. I am. It was an amazing night, man. An amazing night for a group of amazing people. Big shouts out to everyone who serves at Community Church, man. We are so thankful for you all. So thankful for all that you do. And our hope is that you felt that last night, that you walked away knowing how much your church loves you and cares about you, and how thankful we are for all that you do to make Community Church what it is, man. Come on, somebody. To make Community Church who we are. And so, yeah, Dr. Tennille, I don't know. It's one of those mornings where it's not gonna act right for us. So if you would, man, just post it to that page, share it to that page. I've tried it twice, and it's just saying no, not today. So hopefully everyone will join us on my personal page. If you would, just share it. I'm thankful for the staff, man. I'm thankful for y'all. Listen, man. God surrounded me with such an amazing staff. They're just some good folks, man. Thank you, Dr. Tennille. You might want to write this day down too. You notice I called you Dr. Tennille. I called you by your proper name. That might never happen again. But you know I love you. And I appreciate you. No, but man, it's amazing staff. We got Kendra, Pastor Carlos, Pastor Greg, Miss Randy, Pastor Tim, now Akeem. See, I put some respect. Just the whole crew, man. Everybody, Sean, everybody's awesome, man. And so I am overwhelmed with gratitude. I thank God for each and every one of them, every one of you. Hit that share button if you hadn't done so already. Welcome to Jumpstart. For those of you who are joining us for the first time or just now joining us, if you're on YouTube, give us that thumbs up if you would. Invite somebody to come along, man. Because we gonna talk. Come on, somebody. We gonna talk. Yesterday we started into this question of how do I heal? Pretty much when the hurt keeps happening, when it keeps, when the trauma, I believe was the word, keeps happening. How do I heal? And we talked about how you got to set boundaries, man, that will allow you to heal, right? You have to set boundaries that will allow you to heal. We talked about how the boundaries that you set are not to control them; they are to protect you. That's important. We had a boxer, a dog named Buster, and Buster was our family dog that we got on my birthday. My wife and my kids got together and they bought me a dog for my birthday. This was probably around 2014. And we grew to love Buster. He was an awesome dog, just full of energy, of course, as boxers are. I mean, super hype. Well, at one point, we moved out to where we stay now in Folsom, and we didn't want Buster roaming all over these Folsom streets because these Folsom streets can be dangerous for a dog, you know. Just can't be in these streets, man. Uh, Things that's how stuff be happening. And so we put a shock collar on Buster and to protect him. But Buster was the type of dog where he was not going to be held inside of any boundaries. He was not going to be bound by anybody's shock collar. And if you know anything about shock collars, they have levels where you can adjust the amount of shock that happens when the dog crosses the boundary. And can I tell you that no matter how much we turn that collar up, no matter what level it was on, because we start off at the lowest level, and then Buster would break through the boundary, and then we would go to the next level of shock, and then Buster would break through the boundary, and we went to the next level and the next level, no matter what. And one day, God allowed me to be standing on the back porch of our house, and I had the occasion to watch as Buster literally ran through the boundary of the shock collar. It shocked him. It flipped him and he rolled two or three times. And I'm standing there like, oh my God, I think my dog is dead. And I'm in panic mode, right? Because we love that dog. My boys love that dog. My wife loved him. Uh, I'm in panic mode. I'm like, oh my God, I think the shot collars killed my dog. Buster ran through the boundary and he sat there for a second. And then I saw him shake and he got up and you know how dogs shake like when they're wet, when they have water on them or something. That's what he did. He shook like he was shaking it off. And then he got up and he kept going like nothing ever happened. I'm sitting here like, oh man, this dog is like, I am just not gonna be held inside of these boundaries. I'm just not gonna, I don't care what boundaries y'all set for me. Even if I want you to get this, even if it hurts me, e- even if I expose myself to risk. Come on, somebody. I refuse to be held inside of the boundaries that y'all set for me. So what did you do, Pastor? Did you take the shot collar off? Nope. I left it on. Why would you do that? knowing that he was going to run through it, because I had to decide whether or not the boundary was going to stay. Buster had to decide whether or not he was going to stay within the boundaries, and whether or not running outside of the boundaries was worth the risk that he was taking. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. I set boundaries for Buster. There were consequences for running outside of the boundaries. And Buster decided that whatever consequences there were, that's right, Kim, that running in these Folsom streets were worth the consequences. Here's my point, in case you're totally missing it. I could not determine for Buster whether or not the consequences that he would suffer for going outside of the boundaries were worth it. That's a decision that Buster had to make. I could not control whether or not Buster decided, come on, that what he had to pay for going outside of the boundaries was worth it. But the last thing I wanted to do was to signal to Buster that it was okay to be running around in these Folsom streets. It was all right with me that he run around in these Folsom streets, exposing himself to danger by removing the boundary. Are y'all with me? Let me bring it home. You don't get to decide whether or not the people in your life, your kids, your spouse, your brothers, your sisters, or anybody, your coworkers, or anybody else for that matter, you don't get to decide for them whether or not they stay within the boundaries that you've set for having access to your life. You don't get to decide whether or not they stay within the boundaries. Come on, somebody, that you set for your children as a parent. You don't get to decide. Watch this. You cannot control other people. You cannot control what they do. You cannot control what they are willing to do. So then, Pastor, what's the point of boundaries? The point of the boundaries is not to control them, but to protect you. And you've got to understand that there are some people, I don't care what boundaries you set, and it doesn't matter what consequences there are to pay for breaching those boundaries. If they've decided that the value of whatever's on the outside of these boundaries is worth more, come on, than staying within these boundaries. And the only thing that you got to pay attention to is, okay, so by stepping outside of this, what you're saying is that whatever you're stepping outside of it for is worth it, regardless of what it might cost you, regardless of what it might cost us, regardless of the risk exposure, regardless of what harm it might bring to you. You're like Buster. And that shock, come on, that those consequences, come on, are worth it to you to go outside these boundaries. And so now what I must do is I have to decide whether or not I'm gonna turn off the collar and be like, all right, whatever. Just come on when you're ready, Buster. All right, whatever. Go bite somebody and put me and my family at risk because you want to live without boundaries. And now I'm getting sued because I got a dog on the loose. Come on, somebody. Those are the kind of decisions I now have to make where Buster is concerned. Are y'all getting this? I don't use them to control other people. I use them to protect me. And I cannot decide for other people, get this, whether or not, just like I couldn't decide for Buster whether or not it was worth it, we can't decide for other people whether or not we're worth it. And I'll go back to yesterday. Well, Pastor, what if they decide that I'm not? Well, then you have all of the answers that you need. Whew. Is this making sense? I boundaries are there to protect to protect me, not to control them. Listen, I can't make up their minds. I can't establish, and what we'll do many times, and I've seen this before, is we will try to convince people that we are worth it. We will try to convince people that staying inside of these boundaries is worth it. But here's what that's called. That's called value projection. It's where I project what I value onto other people. I make what I value a value for them. This is gonna be tough, okay? At some point, we have to come to the place where we realize that I can't make them value me the way they should value me. I can't make them value the relationship the way they should value. I can't make Joyce value me the way she should. She can't make me value her the way I should. I can't make my kids value making the right decisions the way they should. I can set boundaries. I can provide consequences when those boundaries are breached. But at some point, if they decide that whatever's on the other side of those boundaries are worth breaching the boundaries in spite of whatever they might experience in order to get there, guess what? There isn't anything I can do about it. I can cry. I can pitch a fit. I can threaten. I can go crazy. I can pour a bucket of Crisco on them and anoint them. I I can call the prophet and the apostle and the pastor and the prayer team and my small group, and I can stay up all night. I can let them see me stay up all night. I can let them see me crying. I I can do all that, but I cannot force anybody. I cannot force anybody to value what I believe they should value the way they ought to value it. I I can't. So I just want to establish that when we set boundaries, they're to protect us, not to control them, not to control them. Um, that's the reason why we set boundaries. Watch this. What do boundaries do? Boundaries keep the bad out about and keeps the good in. Now, here's the deal. You have to learn the art. We have to learn the art. And I say art, the delicate balance between cutting the relationship and cutting the person. See, sometimes there's just like a part of the relationship that's causing the trauma. There's just a part of the relationship that's causing the hurt, that's causing the pain. And here's the deal. I don't have to throw away the person in order to keep the part of the relationship that's hurting me from continuing to hurt me. I, this doesn't mean, see, you can't cut everybody off who has an issue that visits itself upon you. Because why? Because everybody has an issue and people are messy. You're messy. I'm messy. We're all messy. My flaws visit